We should be catering to people
You're
who try.
assuming that people who make
No,
less than you are lazy. That's a dishonest thing to say.
no. I'm not saying that.
How old are you?
I'm too old. I'm 36.
Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Election on today, Harris versus Trump. Who'd you rather vote for?
I just told you I voted for Trump.
Okay. Why do you support Trump? And you can get closer to your microphone.
Yeah. It's a fan. Give me a second. Let me turn off the fan. I think that's what you're hearing, right? You hear it now?
I don't really hear it. It sounds like you're just quiet. That's really all it is.
Oh, sorry. All right.
I can hear you now.
All right. So I voted for him for a multitude of reasons. First of all, it took hard work to get the wealth that I got, right? And so the stock market, right? Once I built my wealth, I invested it in the stock market, right? And my wealth has been growing by having to invest in the stock market. So I think that's reason enough.
Okay, so did you know S&P 500 and Dow Jones are growing at a lower rate the first year and a half under Trump's administration compared to the last year and a half under the Biden administration?
Okay, buddy, but you understand that you don't invest in it on a year-by-year basis, right? You understand you invest.
I don't invest on a year-to-year basis. Yeah, I do.
No, I'm saying that you're not looking at your value on a year-to-year basis. You're looking at it on. You understand that the growth rate, on average, is about 10% per year.
Okay, that's for the S&P, right?
Yes, right. Stock market.
I don't think you can say the stock market as a whole, but the S&P, yes.
Well, you can't say stock market as a whole, obviously, because it depends on which area you. Yeah, okay, fine, whatever. But it's been it actually did extremely well under Trump, and it's been doing well ever since, right? Did well under Biden, did well under Trump. And I think that you're catering to people who have not grown wealth, which, okay, I understand that. But maybe they should work a little bit harder to gain their wealth and then invest it.
I think that's a nice and dandy thing to say, but in order to be able to promote the ability to save, we need to be able to help people out with the basic necessities when it comes to healthcare access, childcare access, housing affordability, education access, etc. Because the more that we help people with those things, the more that they'll have money to be able to save and invest.
Okay, but there's an argument to be made that, specifically Gen Z, dude, we have this whole thing called, what is it? This Kai guy or some shit. They're doing this whole they created a university to stream. That's dude, there's a bunch of people with no education, with no value to society who are working.
I mean, obviously they do provide value to society because
don't, dude. All they do, no, they don't. A majority of them don't. First of all, I'll give you that. Maybe
so you're saying rich people don't add to society because Kai Cenat's very rich.
No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. What I said is the value that they provide, right? Look.
So he's not providing value as a capitalist?
No, dude. Okay, can we be real with each other? You understand that, all right, a majority of that is just hey, look, this shit and giggles. Right? They're making money.
Yeah. Kai Cenat is doing Streamer University because it's something to generate content.
Yes. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
But content doesn't really further our society, right?
Not in certain goals, but it does something that makes him money, and it's from a capitalist perspective, it's doing something productive because it's entertaining people.
Okay, but entertainment. I mean, it's actually a degradation to society, I would say. Because
you can say whatever you want. I don't know what your obsession is with the Streamer University thing. I don't have an obsession. I'm giving Why are we bringing it up? I don't see how it's relevant.
I'm giving you an example of how it's a degradation to society. And how? I'm telling you, well, and this this ties into the whole stock market thing where you have a whole bunch of people who their entire thing is they watch that shit. They think, oh, I could be one of them, and they make $15 a month, and then they can't invest in the stock market, and they say, oh, you know what? I don't want to vote for Trump. I don't want to vote for anyone who can increase the stock market. I want to vote for a democratic socialist because
Trump hasn't even increased the stock market, and democratic socialists aren't bad for the stock market.
Whatever. Yeah, I know that. But they decide they don't want to vote for Republicans because they're you know what? I don't have any money because I didn't go to college because I wanted to go to Streamer University, and it didn't work out for me. And I'm sorry, dude, you lost out. Maybe you shouldn't have done that in the first place.
Yeah, that's not a lot of people. I just don't see how that's relevant. So, like, yeah, sure, someone could make a bad investment doing streamer university. I don't see what the relevance is. It's also like during the summer, isn't it like something that's like not like year round or something? I would say it's better to go to streamers university than to Trump university.
Well, Trump university doesn't exist anymore, right? So
exactly.
I'm not sure that's a relevant argument.
Exactly, by the way.
Not a relevant argument.
So then why is this a relevant argument?
It is because the overall point is I'm referring back to the stock market and how it's been doing good. And first of all, why do I have to remind you of this every single time? But anyway, I'll do it one more time. So the stock market has been doing pretty well under Trump, regardless of the situations going on.
Worse in terms of growth rate.
And to be able to be a part of that society, the part of the society that invests in the stock market, you have to have solid income, right? And these streamers, aside from you and probably Dean and probably fucking I don't know, fucking a few other people, right? It's not a viable solution to get involved in it. And then
yeah, I'm not disputing you there.
Hold on. And when you don't get involved in it, you don't get that 10% increase year over year. Then you decide to become antagonistic towards that entire system.
Are you saying there's like a road from streamer university to socialist pipeline? Like, what type of crazy argument is this? Like, I'm confused.
No, you said it yourself. You said you invest in the stock market, right?
Yes.
Okay. So there's substance in what I'm saying.
Wait, that's because I've been able to save because I'm in an incredibly privileged position. But that's not the same for everyone who's in the average of my age demographic.
Look, if you go to college and you graduate, then
I did.
You will not you, just you as in general, right? First of all, congratulations. Not easy. Also, look, the whole point that I'm going to make is that people just, and I said this like 3 times, so I don't want to repeat myself overall again. But like, I think people would be more, how do you say? They would be more accepting of the policies overall, right? Monetary policies, right? If they had the funds to invest in it, then they would think differently, right? And I'm not just talking about separate the younger and older people.
But do you realize how that's a ridiculous argument, right? Because like, of course, you might be more inclined to want tax policies like that if you made a bunch more money. Now, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't have a society that provides a baseline for everyone. Like, I'm confused your point.
But here's the thing, though.
I'm fine. I don't have that position. I'm able to invest. I don't have that position.
Dude, I'm a very logical person, first of all. Second of all, the reason why I mentioned that is because if anyone wants to garner support, right, it comes down to finances, right? So personal finances are incredibly critical to garnering support. I don't care what you say. You might have a few philanthropists. It's not really the mainstream thing. Is that fair to say?
I don't even know what that means. A few what?
Like people who have a lot of money. You have some of them who are willing to donate. A lot of them aren't.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yes?
Yeah.
Agree?
Yeah.
All right. So the point that I'm making is that I got distracted by the World Cup. Sorry. The point that I'm trying to make from philanthropy is that essentially, if you make a lot of money, actually,
isn't it halftime right now?
What was that?
It's halftime right now. You distracted by the World Cup? The game's not even on.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I was. It was halftime, but I saw the commercial and I thought it was actually the game going on. I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, dude, but that's. I was making a very good point, and
okay, dude, if you can think about it, go for it.
No, look, dude, it takes money to make money, and I think a lot of people who follow your live, right, don't make a lot of money. I think half of them probably sit at home in mama's basement, and I think if people went to college, earned a degree, and entered the workforce, and contributed to society.
Why do you think my chat just doesn't have money? Like, there are lots of people in my chat that have lots of money. What's your point?
There are lots, and there's also lots that don't. And
of course. What's the point?
Yeah, but the point is, we need everyone to be a contributor to society.
Yeah. What's your point?
Like I've been on both
People
sides
who don't make that much don't also are also contributing to society as well. You know that, right? Just because someone doesn't make as much doesn't mean they're not contributing to society.
The main reason, but here's the thing. All right, now I remember my point, right? So, let's say this, right? Older people who come up and disagree with you, right? I would say on average, would you say the older people kind of disagree with you on your stance?
Well, older people on average disagree with me?
Yeah. Would you say that?
I would say older people are more likely to disagree with me than younger people. Probably.
Okay. And
like
and
on
the reason
typical,
why,
but like, what's your point?
Okay, I'm getting to it. Thank
that
you.
doesn't mean like most
hold
old
on.
people disagree with me. It just means that they're more likely to.
I'm not. It's nothing to do. It's not ageism. This is nothing to do with that. The reason why older people disagree with you more so often is because they have more wealth, right? Younger people, it takes time to create wealth. Dude, I've had
that's not even like the difference in disagreements that I'm citing. Like, for example, I think that like a lot of the disagreements that I tend to have with older generations is going to be like probably like religion, things like Israel, things like that, where like tends to be like older generations have views that are more like that. Younger generations are tending to be more atheistic, and younger generations are tending to be more anti-Israel. So like those are things that I was pointing to, right? That tends to be the way. Now that doesn't mean a majority of older people would disagree with me if they talked to me or something, right?
No, let me ask you a question.
I do want you to take a look at the chat. Look at how many older people are in the chat that completely agree with me.
Okay, yeah, okay. There's 6,400 people in here, so like obviously you're gonna get a couple hundred, right? Just based on statistics. But the overall point is that, so you're telling me you've never met, and I've met a majority of these people, right? Who weren't making a lot of money and they were Democrats. Then they blew up in terms of wealth, right? Whether they become, whatever they may become, and then they switch parties. Is that not a thing that happens, dude?
I've never experienced that myself, like with people in my personal life. But there obviously are people like that. Now, wait. I can say from my perspective, how is this any of this relevant? Right, I am doing good for my age. Right, I make money. I also am still Democratic. What's the argument?
The argument is that you're the black swan of the entire thing that you're explaining, right? Do you know what his black swan event is?
Do you mean like I am like 1 out of a million?
Yes.
No, that's not true. That's just not true. Actually, isn't higher education associated with being Democratic? You make more money when you have higher education?
Are CEOs highly educated?
Yeah.
Okay, and what are they?
Wait, sorry, I'm asking you. Can you just answer my questions? I asked you, like, you answer.
Oh, got you there.
Sorry, I don't even know what the question is that you asked me. I don't even know. Can you just answer my question?
All right. So,
like, I didn't even pay attention to the question. That's why I was like, "What?"
Answer my question. Okay.
Yeah, you need to answer my question first.
We'll trade question answers. Yeah.
I will answer whatever question you have. I didn't even know what your question was yet.
On average, yes, but when it comes to the upper tiers, what do they vote for? What are they?
What question are you answering? CEOs.
I just answered yours. You asked me, are better educated people pro?
Yeah,
why don't I repeat your question?
People who are more educated tend to be more Democratic. The more educated you are, the more likely you are to be Democratic.
Okay, and CEOs
and you make a lot more when you are more educated.
And CEOs and board members and the highest level of the company are also highly educated, right? Harvard graduates, right? They're all up there, right? Okay, and who do they vote for?
I don't know. What is our CEOs more Democratic or Republican?
You know this, dude. Come on, dude. You don't have to Google. Fine. Actually, look it up. It's a learning moment. No, he doesn't look like that.
Most recent research. Oh, here we go. A research study found about 58% of CEOs donated to Republicans. Yeah.
It's not about donations. It's not about donations because donations doesn't matter. What party? I don't even know if this statistic is out there, but
it's just politically moderate. Is what analysis said.
Moderate, so they just do whatever where the wind blows.
Yeah, pretty much. It makes sense. It makes more sense for them just to do whatever is going to be like within their ability of getting the most amount of people on board. And moderate tends to yield that.
All right, man. If you looked it up and you're being honest.
Yeah, you think I'm lying?
No, I don't know. That's why I asked you if you're being
Mm-hmm.
honest. I believe people who fucking, well, I don't believe everyone, but like I'll look it up myself. But
If I
like,
was lying to you, would I tell you that I'm lying to you? Like what?
no, I don't. I
So
mean,
like when
there's
you ask, are you being
6,300 people
honest?
in
Like
systems.
what do you expect as a response here?
Well, I expect you to be like, no. Well, I mean, I
I'm
would
not.
say no.
I'm
Like,
not
I'm
honest at all. I'm totally
dishonest.
lying.
All right, that's what I thought.
Yep.
No, all right, man. Look, I'll look it up, and then I'll come back, and we'll see.
Okay, but yeah, do you really feel like you have to look that up? I mean, it's politically moderate. You can look that up. If, like I even said,
No,
I'll be
because
willing to
dude,
accept that
because
they have a slight
dude, every
right-wing
single
bias. That doesn't
CEO,
change anything. The
every
point that I'm
single
referencing is that like even if you are to say like okay, let's say that people who are have more money are more likely to be Republican. Now, what does this mean for your position?
is that
So,
is that maybe that there's a pathway to get more money, and then you can get more people. Like
wait,
I
there's a
think, like
pathway to
we
get more.
shouldn't
So there
cater.
are rich people does not mean that everyone can become rich.
No. I understand that, but what I'm saying is that we shouldn't be catering to lazy people. We should be catering to people who
You're
try.
assuming that
Look,
people who make
no,
less than you are lazy. That's a fucking dishonest thing to say.
no. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that we can support people who actually try. People who get good grades, for example, right? And we have a system for that, right? We have scholarships. We have things like that. That I support. I'm totally on board with. Like, let's say you try hard as fuck and it just doesn't work out for you. I'm okay with supporting those type of people. I'm not okay with supporting people who just lie around, do nothing, and try to go to streamer university and expect to get rich and like like
I'm sorry.
you know,
Like, what do you think we're doing with
come
our
on, is
social
that not a
services? Do
fair
you think
take?
the average social services is helping people that are just going to streamer university? Like, bro, regardless what someone
I'm
does in
okay.
their life, there should be a baseline that takes care of everyone. Okay?
There's a
That doesn't mean everyone will
baseline.
be rich, but it
Okay,
does
but
mean everyone will have
okay,
access to
no,
basic necessities. And why the fuck are you so
okay,
obsessed with this streamer university shit, dude?
no. Hold up. Let's give the same because it keeps fucking popping up. I'm not sure why, but hold up.
That's your For You
At the
page,
same
bro.
no, at the same point, no, it's not. Also, at the same
It
point,
literally is.
at the same point, if we have a basic level expectation for basic rights or basic funding for our populace, right? Why don't we have the same basic expectations in terms of effort that our populace gives? And by effort, I mean education or whatever it may be, right? Because it's not only education; it could be like plumbing. I guess that's also education, educated in plumbing, whatever. But in those aspects, right? Why don't we give that same expectation in that area?
If you want to prioritize education more, maybe you should be a liberal. Because liberals are the only
No.
ones prioritizing education.
No, what liberals want to do is give free college for everyone,
Yeah, there
and
should be
then.
free public
But
universities so
here's the thing,
everyone has access to
dude.
it regardless of whether they have the
Here's the
ability
thing,
to pay.
dude. I know people who went to college and all they did was party. They didn't
Okay?
study. They didn't really give an F, right?
And
Because
that's
they
right
weren't
now
paid
with
for
it
it. They didn't
costing
care.
money. So let's make sure everyone has access to it.
No, it's not about access. It's about productivity and production. So, like, if you can prove that you're actually trying and that you're doing good and you get good grades, then we should reward those people, right? We, we can reward them by scholarships, by I don't know, a multitude of ways. Dude, what
Why
I'm
can't we
saying is
just say
not
everyone
everything.
should have access to education regardless, right? Everyone, there should be free public
Everyone does.
universities, alternatives for people to go to, not making every college free, but giving free public alternatives that if anyone needs it, they can go and
No,
get access
nothing.
to it.
Nothing is free. You have to earn it. You have to earn it. You
Yeah,
have to earn it
I
by
do think you
trying.
earn it by being a citizen.
No, you earn it by getting good
You
grades,
earn
at
it by
least.
being a citizen,
No,
in my
no,
eyes.
sir. No,
This is a
sir.
very small portion of the budget. You should be worried more about like the huge tax breaks we're given to the
Well, here's
richest
the thing. You can
Americans
increase
rather
it.
than being
Here's the
worried
thing.
about this. You should be worried
It's a
about the
small portion
trillion
of the
dollar a
budget.
year defense budget rather than being worried about this. Just
You
because
can
people
increase the budget.
partied and people are
Look,
enjoying their life doesn't mean you have to sit there from a perspective you have and be like, oh, you guys are all just lazy. Not everyone's doing enough, right? Like, I'm sorry, you didn't enjoy your time in college. That's okay. No big
look,
problem.
buddy, you can increase your budget by increasing the income that you're receiving, that your entire country is receiving, right? By increasing the
Yeah.
GDP,
You know
by
that Trump
increasing the
has increased the
education, by
GDP to a
increasing those
lesser
things.
extent. Trump's administration has led to a slowed increase of the GDP growth.
Well, look, I think if well, if you're going down that road, right, then we're going down the road of the best way to increase GDP would be to increase population, technically.
Yeah, so immigration. Gotcha.
No, I never disagreed with. No, hold up. All right. Yes. Yeah. I guess. Yes. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. It is. Yeah. All right, dude. I gotta go. All right. It's a halftime show, dude. I gotta watch it. All right. I gotta go. Bye.
That was such an excuse. That was such. I don't believe it after earlier him saying that he was what's it called? Got caught off guard by the game when it was on halftime.